Okay, Seb Sanford here with Yako Warner himself, Mr. Bob Paulsen.
Hello, fans of Seb. Nice to see you, Seb. Except I'm getting older and you're getting handsomer. How does that work? Knock it off, all right?
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't.
But we're still keeping in touch. I'm
Thank you.
still
That's
with
correct.
Yako himself. So for today's video, for our next conversation, we're gonna break down my favorite movies of the year so far. It's that time of year where we
It
reach
is?
the first half of the end of 2025, at the end of the
Yes.
first half of 2025, and it takes a lot of time for me to put these lists of movies from top to bottom. Like
Wow, yeah.
these movies could go in like at random. In fact, there's a lot of notes to go over. So,
Yeah.
okay, so first we're going to start off with the top movies that I enjoyed, and then the top five animated movies.
Yes. Excellent.
So let's get started. We'll start
Yep.
things off with the top movies, the top 10 favorite movies of 2025 so far.
Okay.
So I'll start off with number 10. It came out in January in the US and already last Boxing Day in the UK. Number 10, Better Man, the Robbie
Oh,
Williams biopic. I don't know if
yes.
you haven't seen it yet or not, but
I have not. I played golf with Robbie Williams a million years ago. We have a mutual friend named Greg Ellis. Greg was one of the officers, had a recurring role as one of the British officers in Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he had known Robbie for a long time and brought Robbie to a golf game, and I met him. We played around for about, I think it was about, I don't know, typical 5, 6 hours. Had a blast. Lovely guy. I remember that we were teeing off on one particular hole that had a bunch of plants and trees that kind of were next to the tee box, and all of a sudden I saw Robbie say, "Hang on a second." He saw a paparazzi in the trees, and he said, "Look, just come on down. I'll give you a picture." But I'm playing golf with my friends. I didn't even see it. Of course, I don't have to deal with anything like that. He saw this guy right away. The guy came out. Robbie took a picture. He was very friendly, very patient, and the guy didn't bother us again. We had a pleasant round of golf. So Robbie was very nice, and I've not seen a Better Man, but it is on my list. And now that it has your endorsement, I'm gonna have to watch it for sure.
it was released by Paramount in America, whilst in the UK it was Entertainment Film Distributors. But
Got it. Okay.
of course, it tells the story of Robbie from his perspective. We see
Hmm.
himself as a CGI monkey. That's
Yes,
like
that sounds great.
he wants to tell us how he really sees himself. The,
Excellent.
uh,
Thank you, Sam.
we see Robbie as the monkey, whilst the rest of the actors and the characters from real life, they are real on camera. And,
Fascinating.
and
It's a great, really creative way to do a biopic. So I'll have to have a look at that.
it was all in the hands of Michael Gracie. He did the Greatest Showman back in 2017,
Yeah.
greatest musicals of his career.
Yeah, he's a wonderful director. Yeah.
And the the one scene that I enjoyed from that movie was when they did the whole Regent Street choreography to one of Robbie's tunes, Rock DJ, which is 25 years old this year. And
Wow.
I was blown away by the dancing sequence. Like it,
Excellent.
to make it look like it was done in one take, but they did many different takes before they went into the editing process.
Uh-huh.
I think it must have taken like number of days to get the choreography right,
I'm
and
sure.
also to have the character, the dancer for Robbie in the CG costume, whatever that's called. But
Yeah.
it was
I don't know either. I know what you're talking about, but the technology, Seb, for all, movie making, video games, cartoons, the technology is growing so fast. And by the time you're even 10 years older, I, I can't even imagine what we're going to see. It's just going all the time. So many creative young men and women. Um, I meet a lot of them at conventions and I see the artwork of 12-year-olds who are inspired by video games or movies, and they're so talented. They're so young, and they're going to just, like every time, the younger generation comes up, and at one time it was Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, and then it was uh, yeah, younger people, younger folks like Michael Bay and folks who were what's his name, the guy that did Titanic, a little bit younger.
Jimmy
Uh,
Cameron. It
yeah,
was
James Cameron, the Terminator, all that stuff. And now, of course, there are people super young, 25, 30, 35, just changing entertainment again. So looking forward to it.
and it's on Paramount Plus if you want to check that out. Better man.
Great. Thank you, buddy.
That's number 10. Number 9, Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. It's
Great.
the final movie in the Bridget Jones franchise. We
Was
see,
that was Renee in it?
yes, it was Renee,
Okay,
but Colin
great.
Firth wasn't in it because the character of Mark Darcy passed away in a incident, which is kind of hard to describe. So she has to find a new person to date, like on
Mhm.
Tinder and stuff, and then he gets to meet her children's teacher named Mr. Walker, who's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor from
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's terrific.
yeah, the rest of the cast, the rest of the film's cast is British, but we know Renee Zellweger is American. She tried her best to put on a British accent for the Bridget Jones character, and
Right.
well, obviously it was a streaming movie, but as I live in the UK with my family, the UK audience got to see it in a cinema, and it's much better to watch it on a big screen than watching it on a boring old streaming service on a small screen,
Great.
like
Great.
Peacock and Prime Video, etc.
Right. Great. I will make it a point. In fact, I'm getting to the place now where if there's a movie that I really want to see, a new movie, and it's in the cinema, much prefer to go there, especially with like the new F1 movie coming out. Been a F1 fan since I was 10, and that movie was specifically shot in IMAX. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
I just saw that movie. I just came back from it. We'll get to that later on.
Great. Okay.
Right. So Bridget Jones is at number 9.
Okay.
Okay. Number 8, How to Train Your Dragon 2025. It's the
Great.
live
Boy.
action remake.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's like a live action, right? With live action actors and a CGI dragon.
Yes. And
Great.
first it was Disney that went into live action, and now it's Universal and DreamWorks Animation. And they had the same director from the original animated trilogy.
Right.
I forgot how to say his last name, but his first name is Dean.
Got it. Oh, wait a minute.
Dean Dolores? Is that his name?
Oh no, Dean. I Dean Devlin,
Uh,
right?
um,
Devlin.
I don't think that's his name.
Oh, okay. Because I was Dean
Dragon.
Devlin. I
Uh,
met Dean a couple of times. Dean Devlin, but he did.
Dean
Uh,
DeBlois. Dean DeBlois. I
okay.
don't even know how to say his last name.
Okay. Great. Then I will check that out too, because I love the first one.
Yeah, and Mason Thames is the lead role playing the live action take on Hiccup, and Gerard Butler returned
Yeah.
for the role of Stoic the Vast, and he
Great.
looks amazing as the character. It's
Great.
great to see him in the world of How to Train Your Dragon. I'm glad to see him back in live action form.
Hmm.
The 3 animated movies, and now he's going into live action, and now we have a second movie coming out in 2027. It was announced
Perfect.
it was announced at CinemaCon some time ago.
Good.
So How to Train Your Dragon, it was one hell of a ride. and I was blown away. I was blown away by the test driving toothless sequence of through the mountains and the rock sides of a book. It
Hmm.
was it was amazing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, and number seven, Sinners, the latest from Ryan Coogler. And
Another one. Everybody I know loves that movie.
you've seen Sinners yet?
I've not. I've seen the trailer, and I talked to a bunch of my friends who just said, "Have you seen Spinners?" Another one. Great.
The latest, yeah, latest from Ryan Coogler. It's his fresh take on the horror, a new fear factor of horror. He wants
Great.
a um, make a different type of horror story, like vampires. It's all to do with
Ah,
vampires
great.
in 1930s Mississippi, and I was just blown away by the camera work that Coogler has done. Like it was filmed entirely with IMAX 70 millimeter cameras,
Great. Great.
and
I used to love. There's an old theater. It's closed now in Hollywood. I used to go to quite often called Cinerama Dome, and it had the capability to show 70 millimeter films. This was before IMAX, but oh my goodness, you go to see a classic movie like The Longest Day or Lawrence of Arabia or 2001 in 70 millimeter, and it was really cool.
it's fantastic. And anyway, the lead role of the two roles actually they are Michael B. Jordan. He played twin brothers like Smoke and Stack. And during the production process, they had this like machine that they put around Jordan, and the same thing goes for his stunt double. And they used the computer to make him look like he was speaking to his to the characters' twins, like it's hard to figure out which Michael B. Jordan was which. And
That's great.
one of them
That's
was
great.
serious, and the other one was like energetic. And
Hmm.
one of them was has turned into a vampire.
Sounds great. There's all, like we were talking about earlier, there's all this technology and young directors know how to use it, and you have a good script and talented director and wonderful actors. That's movies.
And yeah, it's definitely amazing. It's worth checking out. If you
Yes,
watch it on,
sir.
if you watch it on digital, it has the IMAX format. Uh,
Got it.
the IMAX format. And then it changes aspect ratios in between different scenes.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Obviously, obviously we couldn't get it in normal theaters like the one in Bath in
Right.
England, but on digital, now that it's on digital, you get to see the full IMAX format.
So that's great because, like you say, you watch pretty much anything, and the aspect ratio that you start with is what the movie ends with. So to have them change that is, wow, that's cool.
Same thing goes for Christopher Nolan and Jordan Peele. They both did movies with IMAX technology, like
Right.
Dunkirk, Oppenheimer, and Nope. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Jordan Peele's movie's called Nope.
Right.
But Sinners, I recommend you check that out. But
Great.
it will probably cost around like 16 quid to rent the movie. But
That's all
probably
right.
best to wait until it's on Max, HBO
Yeah, yeah.
Max.
Great. Thank you.
All right. And number six, we're going to change the pace a little bit.
Okay.
And it's in my second list, which we'll get to later on. Number
Okay.
six, Elio.
Ah,
Pixar's latest movie, Elio.
got it.
And that movie took a year and a half, like maybe 2 years to wait. The latest from Pixar, it was the first Pixar movie to include aliens, like extraterrestrials and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Basically about this boy who dreamed about getting abducted by aliens. He wants to be abducted by aliens, see that there's actually life up in space.
Now, what in Elio, um, he's got a patch over his left eye, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
what is, did he have an accident as a child?
Yeah, he had an accident, but not as a child, but trying to avoid spoilers or whatever. except
Right.
for the fact it was a huge flop at the box office, and the lowest box office flop since Elemental, I think. But
Oh no.
I don't
So
count.
Elio's was not well received.
Well, everyone loved it, but it was the worst opening week, coming in at over 20 million bucks,
Hmm.
I think. Anyways, everyone loved it,
Great.
and so did I. I've seen it 6 times now,
Fair enough.
twice on Sunday included.
Good. Okay.
It was delayed from a year and a half from last March in 2024 up to June 20th, 2025, because of the writers and actors SAG AFTRA strike.
Oh yeah. Oh
That
my
strike.
goodness. Now that was so prolonged and it
And
really beat up Hollywood. Yeah, we've still not really recovered from it.
it was months after the first teaser, the very first teaser of that particular movie that premiered in front of Elemental in 23. Yes, it sucks to wait a year and a half for a Pixar movie to
Oh,
survive.
yeah, I'm sure it sure does, especially if you're the ones making it and you want to get it out there. Yeah,
And I also just don't like the pressure put on films being pushed back. It's just a,
sure, it's difficult and it's such a difficult thing to make any movie. It's very expensive and competition, obviously, as it should be, is very high and you try to get, you know, find some way to have people pay attention to you, but it's hard. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, we'll get back to Elio in the second list. I put it in the second list, but I won't say which location yet.
Okay.
Okay. Number five, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Okay.
It's the best movie in the Final Destination franchise, and it gets
Okay.
even serious with the opening premonition. It goes back to the 1960s,
Oh,
where one of the main protagonists has looks into the future to witness a big explosion and a collapse of a building called the Skyview Restaurant. And
okay.
yeah, like a big explosion, and the building tore in half like the Titanic. Um,
Wow.
Tore in half like the Titanic, but they had a behind the scenes they had a different design to make it look like the building was going to come down and killing everyone on the top floor.
Hmm.
And it took many different takes to have everyone on safety wires to make it look like they were falling to their death to the ground. And it was just the craziest, most insane premonition that I've seen in the franchise in particular. I mean, I'm not talking Flight 180 or the roller
Right.
coaster ride and and the bridge collapse in the fifth movie, but the Skyview premonition, it was just the best. That went on
Fantastic.
for like 21 minutes
Good gracious.
until we head on over to present day where we see the main protagonist.
Excellent. Boy,
And
what a wonderful in-depth review. Great.
And the tagline in the poster says "Death runs in the family."
Yeah.
That means, and those who escaped the Skyview meant that death was coming after those who survived one by one anyway, and including the protagonist's family that goes in
Oh,
many different orders by age.
yeah.
But I won't
Great.
spoil. I won't
Yeah,
spoil.
I remember when I first moved to California in 1978. The big movie of that summer was Alien, the first one,
Yeah,
and my favorite tagline still
in
is
space, no
from
one can hear you scream.
yes, I love that because it anyone can you think about it and go, oh my God, can you imagine being in a position where you're so terrified? It's like being in a dream. You wake up in a cold sweat going, oh my God, nobody heard me. And in space, I just, wow, it really set the tempo and the movie totally delivered.
Yeah, definitely. Anyways, back to FD Bloodlines, and
Yeah.
most of I won't spoil the movie, but the deaths were insane to watch, yet quite graphic. but
Great. All right.
it's also a paying tribute to the late Tony Todd. This was
Ah,
this was his last performance as the character of Bloodworth,
right.
and the final lines that he added near the end of his scene in a hospital, they were completely unscripted. The last few
Oh,
lines. Uh, I mean,
so they improvised the last scene.
yeah, and
Wow.
and I like to read out the lines. It's not a spoiler or anything, but I think I can
Okay.
memorize it by head, by my memory. I intend to enjoy the time I have left, and I suggest you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You'll never know when. Good luck. And then he walks out of the room, and it was a really bidding, an emotional farewell to Tony
Yeah.
himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, as a person who's getting older, he's right. 100% right. You don't bother about the past because even God can't change it. Don't worry about the future because you
Mm,
can't predict it. It's about right now. And boy, is that a
definitely.
great, he made an excellent statement.
Yeah, definitely. So, R.I.P. Tony Todd, and
Yes.
you would have been
Well
really
done.
proud of FT6.
Yeah.
Okay, number four. Remember when you told me about F1? I added
Yeah.
number four. It's Formula One, sometimes called F1.
Right.
I just saw it. It just hit the UK on a Wednesday. I'm quite
Yeah.
shocked. I checked IMDb, and it was amazing. Um,
Oh, good. Good, good,
uh,
good.
and the
I'm so excited because honestly, you're my favorite critic. And if you think it's amazing, oh man, it's got to be really good.
if not the best critic, I should be the best. I should be the best movie critic.
Yeah, well, I think you're the best movie critic, and
So
I live in Hollywood.
yeah, well, Brad Pitt, he did an amazing job portraying his main character in the film, as well as driving his own Formula One kart
I know.
with cameras inside the driver's seat with the driver. I mean,
Oh,
that's that's Top Gun Maverick at its second level. You know,
yeah,
when you see Top Gun Maverick, you see IMAX quality cameras in the cockpit, but now
yes,
they do it with the Formula One kart.
great.
Joseph Krasinski at his finest.
Isn't he talented? Man, I listened to a discussion on a podcast about a week ago between Jerry Bruckheimer and Joe Kaczynski, and it was fascinating to hear them kind of through the minutia of the technical aspects of trying to make a movie like that. And I'm so impressed uh, that A, that the Formula One folks allowed Brad to drive a car. I can't imagine what the insurance policies must have been to say, well, if the car blows up with Brad in it, you know. Um, but it's so cool that Brad did that. I apparently he got up to about 180 miles an hour, so I think that's really
Yeah, that
cool.
is correct. I mean,
Great.
insane movie, great score from Hans Zimmer. He's like the king of
Ah,
music composing,
yeah,
and a really great soundtrack, a great album to go with it. They
great.
released tracks from the movie music and inspired by the movie weekly. And one of them recently was by Ed Sheeran. It's called Drive. And I
Great.
recommend you give the album a full listen, like from start
Excellent.
to finish. Many
Thank
different
you very
artists.
much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've been really anticipating that, Seb.
So F1 is at number four on my list.
Great.
Number three, Chicken Jockey. Do you know where that quote is from?
No.
It's it's a Minecraft movie.
Oh, see, I'm not a gamer. Do you play Minecraft?
I don't, but my brothers used to play Minecraft.
Have they seen it with you?
No, I don't think they have, but
Okay.
mostly me. The last time
But
I
you,
saw
I've
it,
heard it's great. Isn't that the one with Jack Black, isn't it?
yeah, and Jason Momoa.
Right, right, right. Good. You liked it.
Yeah, all because of the performance from Black and Momoa. They make a great duo, and also it's because of the fandom that's happened on social media, and people were putting up their phones recording, and they were all doing this chicken jockey frenzy. I'm not so sure if you heard about all of this in the headlines, but
No.
when they were doing it on command, they shouted out chicken jockey. They all they all threw they all threw bags of popcorn at each other, and one of them actually held a real life chicken in one of the American screenings at AMC.
Oh, how that's
I
great.
mean, who the hell does that?
Ah, no kidding. That's a
Yeah.
great. Who the hell does that? That's excellent. No kidding, bud.
And throughout most screenings in America, they paused the movie, they put the lights back on, and everyone was kicked out of the theater with no refund.
Got it. Ooh, I'm sorry to have. Yeah, that's swell. That's pretty weird. Yeah.
But it didn't happen to be in England.
Good.
It was just the people shouting out quotes and applauding at the
Got it.
many different quotes like Iron Steve, Flint and Steel, and Chicken Jockey, etc. No
Chicken
going
jockey.
back to
Great.
the popcorn heel.
Okay. Okay.
And it was completely shot in New Zealand, but I really hope they make a second movie in the future because it's nearly made it to 1 billion.
Yeah.
I think,
Excellent.
I think it's all because of the fandom and the chicken jockey, etc. But
Yeah.
I think the fans are begging for more after what
Sure.
they've seen. So number three is Minecraft, even though I didn't play the game. It's just the movie.
Yeah.
All right, number two, as you can see on my T-shirt, and I think I have the postcards somewhere on my desks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there they are. Number two, Deja 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if I remember telling you this back a couple of conversations ago, but it was China's mega hits back in earlier this year, February, March, and etc. etc. It was a big hit.
Yeah. I'd
It's
heard about
over.
that.
It made it over. It made over $2.1 billion at the box office, beating
Wow.
Star Wars 5 and nearly coming close in between the first Avatars and Avengers Endgame, etc.
Man, a $2.1 billion?
Yes, fifth
Wow,
place.
that it takes you almost 2 years to make that much money, Seb.
For that, it took 5 years. My hand, not
Yeah.
yours.
That's great, man. Cool. That's wonderful.
Well,
Obscure.
I didn't see the first movie until I came across number two. But
Hmm.
when I went to Toronto, I finally managed to see the first Nazar movie. And but unfortunately, it was English dubbed. I couldn't find the normal Chinese Mandarin version of the film, but I enjoyed watching the first movie
Great.
and the second movie. It was
Ah, plus you got a killer t-shirt. That's cool.
killer T-shirt with the character, and
Yep.
I should say he's like really cute and anger management. He's like almost like a child version of Hades, and
Oh yeah.
pow pow pow, smack in the
Yeah.
face, pow pow pow.
Cool.
Uh,
Great.
we'll get we'll get to that later on. I put it in the second list,
Okay.
and now we come to the number one spot.
Yay.
Number one,
Don't
do I
I
have?
I can't imagine what it must be.
It's I.
Oh, I I had a
Okay.
sneaking suspicion, Seb, when you had those little.
It
Look at
was.
that.
I decided to take the ears off now. Number one, Lilo and Stitch 2025.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's to be honest with you, nearly reaching $1 billion. Let's just hope it gets to 1 billion.
Yeah.
It's my favorite version of Stitch
Oh
himself.
man, and it was beating the daylights out of
Mission
Mission
Impossible.
Impossible. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Well, I play a character. I've never done that character, but I
Mm,
did a. a character in the TV show version called 625,
Ruben.
who, yeah, Ruben, the guy that makes the sandwiches, ham or
Yes.
tuna, that guy, yeah.
Oh, that's a load of bologna. I'll add bologna to my sandwich order.
That's right. Hey, you know my character better than I do, man.
And I'm trying my best to learn my Stitch voice now that I have the puppet, thank goodness. Hoping I get to show this to Stitch when I go to Disneyland Paris really soon.
Yes.
So I'm trying to be like Jim Henson every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
truth of the matter is that Stitch is more handsome and interesting to look at, and who knows what this Disney hand is doing.
Wow. Holy smoke. Seb, take it easy. The rest of us have to make a living, okay?
Oh, God.
It's so great, man. Look at that. Oh, I love that. The eyes and the
Fighting
ears and
for flips through
boy, look at this dish. Great, beautiful. Hello, Seb. Great. Good for
so,
you, buddy.
so number one, Lilo and
Number
Stitch
one.
2025.
Great.
And those are my rankings of the top 10 favorite movies of 2025 so far. Check.
Great.
And now we get to the top five animated movies of the year so far.
Okay.
So I think there were only five movies, in my opinion, that I
Okay.
spotted both in the theaters and a little bit on streaming.
Okay.
So number five, I'll have to go with Dogman. The late
Oh,
it came out on my birthday, in the US,
yeah.
DreamWorks and Universal. It had Pete Davidson and an entire cast of actors portraying each character based on the
Yeah.
comic books of the same name. And it was just, and the character of Darkman, he's just fluffy and funny, and, and it's really hard to describe what Darkman does. He's half man, he's half dog,
Yeah.
and he's trying to take on an enemy who is a cat. And I just love the style of animation. It's fun.
Yeah, and you know that movie was written and directed by a very dear friend of mine named Peter Hastings, and Peter was one of the co-creators of Pinky and the Brain.
Was he?
And yeah, and he is. I've known Peter. Oh my goodness, 35 years. What a talented gentleman! Boy, is he talented. He's a world-class photographer, and he also directed. Remember the Country Bear movie from Disney years ago?
I've seen clips and trailers of it, but I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was particularly good, although Christopher Walken is in it. I could watch Chris Walken all day, but Dogman did really well, and I was so excited when I got a chance to talk to Peter about it. He was pretty proud of it, so that's great. I'm going to tell him that it gets the Seb Sanford thumbs up.
I really wanted to see it in Toronto on my 25th birthday, but there was no
Yeah,
time, so I had to wait until I got back from the UK a week later. So
great.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, good, excellent.
And I did manage to do a TikTok on it, like with the Life's Not Fair.
Life's not fair.
What?
Life's not fair.
Okay, that was weird. But so, anyways, oh, it's on my channel as a YouTube short and on TikTok. You should.
Cool. All right. What's number
Number,
four?
number four, a movie that has your partner in crime, and it's you know who, The King of Kings. Number four, The King of Kings. And
Oh,
Jim Cummings played numerous different characters in the film.
I didn't know that. Great. Is that a Disney movie?
No, it's by Angel Studios.
Oh, okay.
Um, um,
Well, good for Jim. I probably see him this weekend because we go to a lot of the same conventions, especially now that people love uh, people. There's this big renaissance for a Goofy movie, and Jim played Pete, my dad, and I'm PJ, and Bill Farmer is Goofy, and Jason Marsden is Max. So we're together a lot now.
wow, it's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
Anyways, King of Kings is at number four. It's the story of Jesus Christ as told through the perspective of Charles Dickens, who was played by Kenneth Branagh,
Oh,
um,
I love it.
and from the Agatha Christie movies, Orient Express, Haunting in
Yeah,
Venice, and
yeah.
Paulsen and
He's a wonderful director too, Kenneth Branagh.
I. Yeah, he directs movies too.
Yeah.
And it has an all-star cast on that list. Uma Thurman was in that movie as well, alongside Mark Hamill, Luke
Hmm.
Skywalker.
Yep.
And Jim Cummings, he played a few of a different variety of various additional voices in the film, like James the Greater, I think. He was one
Hmm.
of Jesus's disciples.
Got it. Yeah,
And yeah,
I've known Jim. In fact, he told me about a year ago, he said, you know, Robbie, I think I've worked with more with, I've worked on more projects with you than anyone else. And I thought, you know, he's right. He and I have done more shows together than I have with any other actor. He is really, really talented.
definitely. I really hope I get to meet up with him again after
Oh yeah,
last May.
you'd love him. You'd love him. Great guy.
Anyways, number four is King of Kings. It's
Okay,
already on digital.
got it.
Number three, K-pop Demon Hunters, the latest
Oh,
on Netflix and Sony
great,
Animation.
great.
I just saw it on the day that both 28 Years Later and Elio came out, and
Got
I
it.
was blown away by the animation that they have done. It's to keep it with a group of demon hunters who are battling demons outside and probably beneath the streets of Korea, and as
Yeah,
well as making K-pop music. They wanted this animated movie to keep it within the spirit of the music genre. It's one of the
great.
biggest music genres in the world.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's
Uh,
huge. K-pop is huge. It's like anime. God, anime's enormous. Yeah.
and yeah, it's the world of BTS and Blackpink and
Yes.
many different artists in Korea.
Yes. Great.
And and the soundtrack from the movie is insanely good. I have one of the
That's
songs on repeat called Soda
great.
Pop.
Yeah.
And yeah, and there, as Quentin Tarantino once said, like music helps him gives him the handle that helps him find the spirit of the movie, and I think
Yeah.
Sony managed to do that really well with this movie and the music genre in particular. It's almost like K-pop music. I mean, way back in the day, there was music before K-pop, before
Mm.
BTS, Blackpink, and
Yeah.
and we still have music after BTS and Blackpink going solo and stuff, and and the music and the animation is amazing. It's almost like I'm watching a different version of
Yeah.
Into the Spider-Verse, or maybe the
Wonderful.
shows versus the machines.
Okay, cool. What an interesting observation. That's great, Seb. Good for you.
Definitely. Anyways, number two, and we already discussed it, Elio.
Yeah.
And yeah, it took forever again, it took forever for it to arrive in theaters. And
Yeah.
and
That
so,
kind of probably sort of took the gas out of it. You know, that's hard. I'm so sorry for the filmmakers. It's very difficult.
yeah, very.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forgot to add in Elio that Zoe Saldana is in this film. She recently won the Oscar for Emilio Perez back at
That's
this.
right.
She
Great. So
plays
she's in it.
Yeah, she plays
Yeah.
Elio's aunt named Olga, spelled Olga.
Got
Um,
it.
and she works at a astronaut program or facility where she has to discover a debris from outside of Earth from the ground. She's never done it out in space before. You know how it is, like in science and physics, that you have to look out for space debris to make sure nothing hits a satellite or a spaceship
Right.
in particular. That's the ant. That's the character's job as an ant
Great.
and taking care of her nephew. And
Excellent.
and the entire cast, the entire voice cast was amazing.
Great. That's
Same
good
thing
to
goes
hear.
for Brad Garrett, who played
Oh,
who
I'm going
played
to see Brad
Qui-Gon.
next week. I'm going to see Brad next week. I love him. We have a mutual friend named April Winchell, and April and I had lunch about mm, 10 days ago,
Oh,
and she called Brad, and we're going to go see Brad and have lunch in Malibu, and I just love that. I've known Brad. Oh my God, I knew him way before everybody loves Raymond, and he's just a salty. He's 6'6". He's just a giant guy.
no, he was recently on Jim's podcast. He was recently
Yeah, I saw that. I know. He's just oh, that's great. Well, good. I can now I'm gonna tell him how much my buddy Seb loves Elio. He'll be thrilled.
tell him I saw it 6 times. Tell him I saw it six
Great,
times.
I sure will, man.
Speaking of that, hold on one second. By the windows, uh,
What cool. What do you got? Let's see.
I got the figurines. I got some of the
Oh,
figurines.
from Elio. Yeah, very cool. Oh,
This
I
is
love that.
Leo.
Yeah, those are great, man.
Oh,
Oh,
I mean
careful.
the keyboard.
Okay.
And this is
Oh, wow.
Mortal.
Oh man, is that what Brad plays?
No, we're gonna get to that really soon.
Okay.
This is a liquid supercomputer named Oo, spelled with 5 O's.
That's
Played
great.
by Shirley Henderson from the Bridget Jones movies.
Yes. Great.
And of course, Brad is Lord Qui-Gon.
Oh man, what a what a badass character. Oh, that I can totally see Brad doing that. Hey, baby, how you doing, baby? How you doing, Robbie? Oh my God,
I
that's
am
great.
Lord Qui-Gon, prepare to
Yeah.
be conquered.
Oh man, thank you. I love that.
I'm a little sweaty after going
It's
back
okay.
from the
That's all right.
Windows side of the window. And now we get to number one.
Okay,
Number one, again with the t-shirt and the postcards, Mesa 2.
got it.
My favorite so far in the animated
Excellent.
side of 2025.
Man, that's great.
And I really hope they make a third movie in
Well,
a few
probably
years'
if
time
they're making billions of dollars, oh, they'll make another one. You bet.
because it's a smash hit. The second movie was
Yeah, no
in,
kidding.
in China, all because of the first movie that did so well. And
Yeah,
they wanted to make it even bigger, even more bigger than the first movie.
wonderful.
It's the same animation, and I really hope they make three. And once two comes to digital, it probably in a couple months, I'll
Yeah.
probably rewatch it numerous amount of times until I can't stop.
Fair enough. That's yeah, you great job. Thank you so much because every time I have the privilege of chatting with you, I learn so much. And you are such a great movie reviewer because you know what you're talking about. You know the directors, you know the performers. If you don't, you learn and then you share them with me and your fans, and you are such a thorough and excellent film critic. Well, you're so articulate, Seb. It's really impressive.
Bless me.
Yeah, bless you is right. We're all very fortunate to know you, my friend. Oh,
And
yep, gotta put those on.
yeah, I think that's it. I'm a little exhausted from all this.
Yeah, I'll bet you are.
And we'll put the rest of 2025 aside. But
Great. I'm so sorry about that. I
yeah,
have to take a phone call a little bit, but boy, excellent. As always, could not be better. Beautiful, Seb. Really beautifully presented, and it takes a lot of energy. You go watch some of these movies 10, 15 times. My goodness, if I don't think honestly, I don't think I've ever heard of a movie critic who continues to go to see a movie over and over again so that you really understand the script, the relationship between the characters, how the music affects it, the technology, especially with the animation stuff and the CGI. Bravo. Beautiful job.
Until next time, I suppose.
Please give my regards to your family, and you are the best. Great job, Seb.
Yeah, and be sure to like and subscribe for more exciting videos and follow me on Instagram and TikTok, etc.
I will. And so you have a channel on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
And it's just called Seb Sanford. Uh,
just Seb Sanford.
all right. Well, bravo. Great job, buddy. And I will look forward to the next time. And in the meantime, as Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel used to say, see you at the movies.
See you at the movies, and I'll see you
That
soon.
that's right. Take care, my friend. Have a great day.
Yeah, take care.
Okay, you too, buddy. Bye bye.
Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you've seen, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe today and turn on the notifications to be notified on new videos. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye.